Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of the MUSpartans.com Spartan Show for the week of Tuesday, August the 30th, 2016. In our first show this year, we sit down with Manchester University athletic trainer Jordan Redding as she discusses a unique experience that she had over the summer, and we also sit down with head football coach Nate Jensen and head volleyball coach Brendan Paulson to discuss preseason practices and their upcoming season openers. Stay tuned. Today's show is athletic trainer Jordan Redding. Jordan, you participated in the Bike and Build program this summer. Can you tell us a little bit about what the Bike and Build program does and what you were accomplishing during the summer?
So Bike and Build is a nonprofit organization that raises money and awareness for affordable housing while biking across the country doing so. So myself, along with 30 other young adults, we biked from New Haven, Connecticut to Half Moon Bay, California, a little over 4,000 miles.
Wow.
It took about 2.5 months. But we collectively raised $135,000 for affordable housing.
Nice.
So what we would do is we would just bike from town to town every day and then stop in certain towns and help build houses with affordable housing organizations like Habitat for Humanity.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Now, with all that fun, let's talk a little bit about what was your favorite part of the trip and what is your biggest takeaway overall from your trip?
Oh man, there are a lot of favorites. I think a couple of my favorite parts would be just to meet all the people that I'm doing this with. 30 days ago, we spent 2.5 months together, and at the very beginning we didn't know anybody, and we were all strangers. But now we're like family. I love them so much. So it's kind of cool to see how close you can be with a certain group of people when you spend that long with them and just kind of go through the highs and lows of the summer. And also a couple of my other favorite things were just the views and the scenery. We had to climb a lot of mountains, but it was definitely worth it in the end because you get to the very top and then just gorgeous scenery, and then you have a pretty awesome downhill descent, so it was definitely worth it. So, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. We thank you for joining us and thanks for sharing your experience with us.
Yeah, thank you. No problem.
Next up on the show is head football coach Nate Jensen. And Coach, the guys have been on campus for a few weeks now. You guys have had some training camp practices. You want to tell us how those camps have been going and how practices looked and what are some of the positives you've seen from your players?
Yeah, so obviously we've been in camp for a while now, and guys are taking the steps necessary to learn the offense, learn the defense, learn special teams, and kind of setting themselves apart, setting that depth chart, and getting ourselves ready for game one.
Right. So speaking of game one, first game of the season is this Thursday against Tryon University, and it's a big game, in-state rival. Always a nice game to start out the season. How do the teams stack up, and what are going to be some key points as you guys play on Thursday to get the victory?
Yeah, so we're going to focus on just us, and obviously with our running game, we got to focus on the running game with Hunter and Brenner and Lucas Lorian and Tyler Pruitt, and but those first two guys are going to we're going to establish the run and then go off of that, and then defensively we got to cause more turnovers, and we're going to get after them. That's kind of my background, and with the change of philosophy on defense, we're going to get after them a little bit.
Now, this being your first season, what are some of the key points for the overall season? When you look back at this season, what is going to be the keys to your success to know that you're moving forward with the program?
I think the biggest thing is our guys growing together to be that family, right? We always talk about Manchester University as a big community, and within that community we have smaller families, and having our football family growing closer and closer. We got 112 guys that we got to get to gel from all over the place, from California to Florida to Texas, Indiana, Michigan, Illinois, and Ohio. And so you got to get all those guys to gel together really, really quickly.
Yeah. Well, Coach Jensen, we thank you for your time. Good luck this Thursday. We can't wait to see you guys out on the field.
Hey, we'll see you guys there on Thursday.
Our final guest on today's show is head volleyball coach Brendan Paulson. And Coach, let's talk a little bit about training camp and how things have been going for your ladies to start off.
So far we've had a pretty strong camp. It's been nice kind of getting some of our recruits in. We're all on the same page. That whole sophomore class is caught up where we want them to be, so that's been nice. Really competitive across the board. A few position battles we really didn't see coming, but it's been nice.
That's always good. Now, talking a little bit about your staff, you have a new assistant coach with you in your ex-player, Sarah Pruden. Sarah's joining your staff this year. Tell us a little bit about how she's been able to help build the program's success thus far and what you're expecting from her as you continue on through the season.
Well, it's been awesome because we have Sarah Pruden and then Sarah Anderson's actually back as well as a volunteer assistant. So Sarah and Sarah. It gets a little confusing for some of the players, but I keep them straight. But yeah, both of them really bought in when Chelsea and I came in and took over. So as players, they bought in, and as coaches, it's really nice all being on the same page. They know what I expect. I know what they're going to think most of the time. So that's helped a lot, just so that we're giving that one voice that we want from a coaching staff. Sometimes it takes a week or a couple months even to get on the same page. We don't have that problem just because they had been in that system for 2 years, both good players for us. And so Sarah and Sarah have done a great job of pushing players when they need to, and then supporting them when they need that as well. So.
Now, taking a look, this upcoming weekend is going to be your first weekend in action. You're going to have a full list. You've got 2 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday. It's going to be a very full weekend of matches. So can you tell us a little bit about what some of your points of emphasis are for the weekend as your girls go out?
We're going to keep it really simple. Serve good, pass good, and volleyball good. That's kind of what we're focused on. It's opening weekend, so we've got a really good group of teams with the MIAA. 3 of them, I think, are MIAA teams, and the 4th is Waynesburg. So it should be kind of all over the place as far as competition. So it'll be nice to see where we're at, kind of where we stack up with our new group.
Awesome. Well, we thank you for joining us. Good luck this weekend, and can't wait to see you and the girls out on the court this season.
Thanks, Blake.
And that's all the time we have here on The Spartan Show. Make sure to stay up to date with all Manchester University athletic stats, scores, and news by visiting www.muspartans.com. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.